Welcome to Blue Health Daily.
What if one of the most powerful tools to improve your energy, your sleep, and your overall health was completely free? Not a new supplement, not a prescription medication, not another complicated diet, but something that has appeared every single morning of your entire life: sunlight. Most people rarely think about it, yet every morning, a remarkable biological event is waiting to happen. The moment natural light reaches your eyes, it begins sending signals throughout your body. Signals that influence your energy, your mood, your hormones, your sleep, and even your long-term health. In today's world, many people spend most of their lives indoors. We wake up indoors, work indoors, drive indoors, exercise indoors, and often go entire days without spending meaningful time outside. As a result, many people feel constantly tired, struggle with poor sleep, experience brain fog, and wonder why they never seem to have enough energy. What if part of the answer is not another pill or productivity hack? What if your body is simply missing one of the most important biological signals it evolved to receive? Today, we're going to explore exactly what happens inside your body when you get natural morning sunlight every day. And by the end of this video, you may never look at your morning routine the same way again. Welcome back. Let's begin. For nearly all of human history, people woke up with the rising sun. Long before smartphones, long before electric lights, long before alarm clocks, our ancestors lived according to the natural rhythm of light and darkness. Over thousands of generations, the human body evolved to use sunlight as a biological clock. Most people think light only helps us see. But your body uses light for something far more important. It uses light as information. Your brain constantly asks a simple question: what time is it? And sunlight provides the answer. When your body knows what time it is, it knows what it should be doing. Light helps regulate when you feel awake, when you feel sleepy, when you feel hungry, when your digestion is most active, when hormones should rise and fall. Even your immune system follows a daily rhythm influenced by light. Sunlight is not simply illumination, it is biological information. And when that information disappears, many systems begin to drift out of sync. So what happens the moment morning sunlight reaches your eyes? Inside the retina are specialized light-sensitive cells. These cells are different from the ones that help you see colors or shapes. Their primary job is to detect light and report it directly to your brain. When morning sunlight enters your eyes, these cells send an immediate signal to a tiny structure called the body's master clock. This master clock helps coordinate daily rhythms throughout the body. The message is simple: a new day has begun. In response, your body initiates a healthy rise in cortisol. Now, cortisol often gets portrayed as the bad guy, but that's only part of the story. A healthy morning cortisol increase is completely normal. In fact, it's essential. It helps you feel alert, focused, motivated, ready to start your day. Without this signal, waking up can feel surprisingly difficult. Maybe this sounds familiar. You wake up tired even after spending 8 hours in bed. You hit the snooze button once, then twice, then a third time. You reach for coffee before your feet even touch the floor. Even by mid-morning, you still feel sluggish and unfocused. Many people assume they simply have low energy, or that they're getting older, or that their metabolism is slowing down. But sometimes, their brain simply hasn't received the strong light signal it was expecting. Without that signal, the body struggles to fully transition into daytime mode. And what happens next may surprise you. Most people believe sleep is determined by what they do at night. They focus on mattresses, sleep supplements, white noise machines, sleep trackers. And while those things may help, One of the most important factors affecting tonight's sleep actually happens this morning. The moment your brain receives morning sunlight, it begins preparing for sleep. That may sound strange, but it's true. When morning light activates your biological clock, a countdown begins. Roughly 12 to 14 hours later, your brain starts increasing melatonin production. Melatonin is the hormone that helps you feel sleepy and prepares your body for rest. In other words, morning sunlight helps determine when your body will naturally want to sleep later that night. People who consistently receive morning sunlight often experience more predictable sleep schedules. They tend to fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and spend more time in restorative stages of sleep. If you've ever struggled with insomnia, restless nights, or waking up feeling unrefreshed, improving your morning light exposure may be one of the simplest changes you can make. A great night's sleep doesn't begin when your head touches the pillow. It begins when morning sunlight reaches your eyes. Morning sunlight doesn't just influence sleep. It also affects how you feel emotionally. Many people notice that they feel happier, calmer, and more optimistic after spending time outdoors. That's not simply psychological. There is biology behind it. Exposure to natural daylight helps support the production of serotonin. Serotonin is often associated with feelings of well-being and emotional balance. Healthy serotonin activity is linked to better mood, improved focus, and a greater sense of motivation. This may help explain why spending too much time indoors can sometimes leave people feeling sluggish, disconnected, or mentally drained. Think about how you feel after a beautiful morning walk. Fresh air, natural light, birds singing, the world slowly waking up. Most people don't finish that experience feeling worse. They feel better. And your biology may be part of the reason why. The benefits of sunlight may go even deeper. Deep inside your cells are tiny structures called mitochondria. These are often referred to as the power plants of the cell. Their job is to help convert nutrients from food into usable energy. Without mitochondria, every organ in your body would stop functioning. For decades, scientists focused primarily on food as the source of cellular energy. But researchers are becoming increasingly interested in how certain wavelengths of natural light may influence mitochondrial function. Sunlight contains a broad spectrum of light, including red and near-infrared wavelengths. Some research suggests these wavelengths may interact with cells in ways that support energy production and recovery. Scientists are still working to fully understand these mechanisms. Many questions remain unanswered, but the emerging research is fascinating. It suggests that sunlight may play a larger role in cellular health than we once believed. The relationship between sunlight and human biology appears to be far more complex than simply producing vitamin D. Of course, no discussion about sunlight would be complete without mentioning vitamin D. When ultraviolet B rays reach your skin, your body begins producing vitamin D naturally. This nutrient plays an important role in bone health, muscle function, immune support, and many other biological processes. Unfortunately, vitamin D deficiency is extremely common, especially among people who spend most of their time indoors. For this reason, many healthcare providers recommend vitamin D supplementation, and supplements can absolutely be helpful. But here's something important to understand. A vitamin D supplement can help correct a vitamin D deficiency. It cannot replicate the full biological experience of natural sunlight. A pill cannot synchronize your circadian rhythm. A pill cannot provide the morning light signal your brain expects. A pill cannot support natural melatonin timing. And a pill cannot replace the emotional and psychological benefits of spending time outdoors. Vitamin D is an important chapter in the story of sunlight. But it is not the entire story. Here's the irony. Humans have never had access to more light than we do today. Yet many experts believe we're experiencing a form of light deprivation. Not because there isn't enough light, but because we're getting the wrong light at the wrong time. Too little bright light during the day. Too much artificial light at night. Think about the typical day. You wake up in a dim bedroom, drive to work inside a car, sit beneath artificial lighting, stare at computer screens, then spend the evening looking at a television, tablet, or smartphone. By the time your head hits the pillow, your brain has often received confusing signals for 16 straight hours. When bright artificial light reaches your eyes late at night, your brain may interpret it as daytime. Melatonin production becomes delayed. Sleep quality suffers, and the cycle repeats itself the next day. We're starving our biology of natural daylight, then overwhelming it with artificial light after sunset. It's the exact opposite of what our bodies evolved to expect. The good news is that fixing this problem is surprisingly simple. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need a complicated wellness routine. You simply need to spend some time outside. Aim to get natural light exposure within the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking. If the sun is low in the sky, try to spend 10 to 30 minutes outdoors. If it's already bright, even a shorter period may be enough. Take a walk around the block. Sit on your porch. Drink your morning coffee outside. Water your plants. Walk your dog. The activity itself isn't the most important part. The light is. And remember, the goal is safe exposure. Never stare directly at the sun. And if you're spending extended periods outdoors during strong midday sunlight, protect your skin appropriately. The greatest benefits often come from the gentle light of the early morning. As someone who spends a great deal of time studying health and science, I am constantly amazed how often the simplest habits turn out to be the most powerful. Morning sunlight won't solve every health problem, but it may improve more aspects of your well-being than you realize. It helps regulate your body's clock, supports healthy energy levels, encourages better sleep, influences mood, and reconnects you with a biological rhythm that humans have followed for thousands of years. Sometimes we search for complicated solutions while overlooking the basics. Perhaps your body doesn't need another hack. Perhaps it doesn't need another supplement. Perhaps it simply needs the signals nature designed it to receive. So tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you scroll through emails, before you dive into the stress of the day, step outside, take a few deep breaths, look at the sky, feel the sunlight on your face. It may seem like a small action, but over time, small actions often create the biggest transformations. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel. And as always, take good care of yourself. We'll see you in the next video.
Knowledge is infinite, and what I know is, honestly, just a grain of sand in the desert. Hitting the like button and subscribing is totally free, but it's a huge motivation for me to keep making better videos for you. Thank you so much for your support. I hope this gave you some helpful insights into health. If you have any thoughts, questions, or comments, feel free to drop them below.